sitting in my car with Max, which I do a lot recently. The reason being, the longer I'm in my car, the less I'm at home. And when I'm at home, I have to do the podcast. And that's kind of what I'm avoiding, really. I mean, I love doing it, don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of the music stuff, and, you know, I make some nice little beats and what have you, but the more I avoid doing the podcast, the less I've got to listen to Stu and Chris's voices. In fact, it's so bad that I'd rather not be at home with my family with that sword of Damocles hanging over my head than listen to Stu and Chris. And I mean, you guys obviously listen and really enjoy it, and they seem like a couple of really jovial, fun, self-effacing, you know, buddies. Brad and I obviously see a different side to Stu and Chris. I mean, to be fair, Stu's okay. Stu's good. You know, he's a clever guy, a really clever guy. Very racist, very, very racist. But Chris is nasty, just nasty. I remember when Brad shaved his beard. I saw him the next day, and, you know, Brad took his top off, and there were just bite marks, scratch marks, you know, big sort of fist bruises, all over his body. You know, Chris didn't take it well. That's what it's like, really. I mean, you know, Brad's really talented. He's a great cameraman. Really, really artistic, creative. But we genuinely fear what's going to happen if we don't do things properly. It would be lovely to, you know, if Brad and I were invited to be a bigger part of the podcast, or maybe be on the podcast, but Chris is so controlling, really controlling. He said to me that the last person that crossed him, his ankle snapped. He didn't directly say that he'd snapped his ankles, but he inferred it. I mean, maybe he crossed Chris. Chris was fine, and the next day he just slipped down the bottom stair, and both ankles just turned both ankles, and the bones just snapped in half. But I don't know. It's just the way Chris said it. You might see Max behind me. Max is the star of the podcast. When you hear that little voice at the beginning and the end say hardcore lists, that's Max. You say hello, Max? No. We've actually, I do this a lot actually. Sorry, what? No, it's not a hose pipe. No, it's not. No, I haven't. There is not a hose pipe in my exhaust. No, there definitely isn't one. Thank you. Yeah, we just drive to this little industrial estate. It's run down, there's no one here. We just like to sit here on our own and just think. Just that bit of space away from Chris's nonsense and Stu's racism. Yeah. Anyway, I hope this is a little insight into what it's like being the producer of Hardcore Listings. Max, we're gonna have a little sleep now.